SmackDown in Orlando, Florida tonight. This red hot crowd gets a treat. WWE Champion Eddie Guerrero in action next. But coming up Sunday, Eddie Guerrero meets John Bradshaw Layfield for the WWE title at the Great American Bash in a Texas bull rope match. This all started at Judgment Day back in Los Angeles between Bradshaw and Eddie Guerrero.
On May 16th, 2004, John Bradshaw Layfield defeated Eddie Guerrero at Judgment Day.
Now Bradshaw, you may have taken a lot out of me on Judgment Day, Holmes. You didn't take my WWE Championship, Vato Loco.
I should be WWE Champion. Eddie Guerrero took the WWE title, brought it in the ring at Judgment Day, and hit me with it for one reason, to get disqualified because I had him beat. But guess what, Eddie? Kurt Angle has told me that I get to name the stipulation for the match at the Great American Bash. The match I had chose, Eddie Guerrero will not like. Eddie Guerrero cannot run, he cannot hide, and he cannot get disqualified. The Texas bull rope match. One man ties his hand to the one end of the rope. The other man ties his hand to the other. And from there, it's fair game. I will take the WWE Championship home with me to New York City.
New York City? Damn! What are you doing? Other than Holmes? What are you going to New York City? We are going for a ride. And it's going to be better than Disneyland. Orale, Holmes.
He stole Davio's limo and he may be coming out here. Whoa!
Hey, Bradshaw, orale, Vato, wake up, ese. You got a good looking ride, ese, but it looks a little banged up, ese. Just like you're gonna look at the Great American Bash.
Eddie Guerrero, this is past personal. Do you even know what a bull rope match is? I will bash you into oblivion.
Let's cut the talk and let's walk the walk, Holmes.
If I have to destroy myself to destroy you, that is what I will do. Nobody can stop me from becoming WWE Champion and taking my date with Destiny. Viva la
Here comes the WWE Champion, Eddie Guerrero. And what worries me about Sunday, Taz, is that John Bradshaw Layfield's Judgment Day will look like a cartoon compared to what's going to happen in the bull rope match Sunday.
Well, I remember Judgment Day. Eddie Guerrero was a mess at Judgment Day. He got the worst of it. Bradshaw put something on Eddie Guerrero in Los Angeles. And I'll never forget the vision of Eddie Guerrero with the proverbial face of crimson, as the mask of crimson, as they say. But I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see either man that happen to. But look at this lowrider.
That is a cool lowrider the WWE Champion is riding in.
Look at that hood. It kind of looks like a Woody Woodpecker mouth.
You really got to get a life. Nonetheless, Eddie Guerrero will defend the WWE title Sunday at the Great American Bash Texas bull rope match against John Bradshaw Layfield. But tonight, the champion forced into action by the general manager against Kurt Angle's assistant, a very impressive last week, Luther Reigns.
Luther Reigns got in the ring with Funaki and made short work with Funaki. All due respect to Funaki. But right now, the WWE Champion is gracing the SmackDown ring, and the SmackDown fans love him. Viva la Raza!
Eddie Guerrero heads into action. He meets Luther Reigns, Kurt Angle's assistant, next. Back on SmackDown, WWE Champion Eddie Guerrero set for action in a match, in my mind, that was unfairly set up by our general manager.
Why do you think it was unfairly set up?
I will explain in a moment.
Okay.
As we see the arrival of Luther Reigns.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing accompanied to the ring by the general manager of SmackDown, Kurt Angle, from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing 295 pounds, Luther Reigns.
Well, Kurt's still smiling, though, Cole. Don't forget Bradshaw had something to do with setting this match up.
Well, Kurt Angle will be smiling in Fayetteville, North Carolina when SmackDown comes to Fayetteville next week. We're going to have to see what happens at the Great American Bash on Sunday. But I'll tell you why this match is unfair.
Okay, tell me why.
First off, it was Bradshaw's idea.
Right.
Bradshaw faces Eddie Guerrero Sunday. Secondly, Kurt Angle's got a chip on his shoulder, can't stand Eddie Guerrero. And thirdly, Luther Reigns has one thing in mind in this match, to hurt Eddie Guerrero before Sunday.
First of all, Bradshaw's right. Eddie Guerrero probably goes down in history as one of the most disrespectful WWE champions of all time.
How can you say that?
I just said it.
And why would that be?
I felt like saying it, that's why.
Eddie Guerrero.
Well, he cheated to win the championship. I mean, Eddie Guerrero, he brags about lying and cheating and stealing and all the other.
It's nothing that Kurt Angle or John Bradshaw Layfield have not done in their careers. There's nothing that you didn't do in your career when you were the champion.
Well, Collar Noble tie up right now by...
And Eddie tells you that he does it, and he's proud of it. Bottom line, you never told people you did it. And look at Luther Reigns.
The action now. There's a match going on here.
I'll tell you, this Luther Reigns was impressive last week, and if Eddie Guerrero is not careful, Luther Reigns could put a hurting on Eddie 3 days away from his title defense.
This Luther Reigns is a dangerous-looking human being. Ex-Funaki about him, I'll tell you that.
Eddie Guerrero backing Luther Reigns into the corner. And the thing I think about Luther Reigns is the people don't know anything about it. Eddie can't scout the guy. He's only seen him have one match.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Look at this, the strength of Luther Reigns. And
wow,
Kurt Angle loves it.
Can't blame Kurt. Look at him.
Eddie Guerrero tossed to the mat below.
With ease. The general manager is impressed, and Luther Reigns and Eddie Guerrero is concerned.
Well, he should be concerned.
Eddie's got to face John Bradshaw Layfield this Sunday. First, he's got to get through this big, thick monster here.
And remember what Luther Reigns said last week. Anyone who messes with Kurt Angle has to mess with me.
That's what happened to Funaki. Don't disrespect Kurt Angle. With Luther Reigns on now, looks like
Kurt Angle's still mad that Eddie Guerrero beat him at WrestleMania.
I don't blame him. I would still be mad too.
Eddie Guerrero is just wise for the champion to try a test of strength against a man much bigger than him.
If you were paying attention, see that Luther Reigns is the one that started the test.
Look at Eddie Guerrero. And look at Eddie having a little bit of fun. And the champion's had enough, and he's going to take it out on Luther Reigns. I'll tell you, Eddie Guerrero has beat men just as big or perhaps bigger than Luther Reigns. Remember, he beat Brock Lesnar.
I know he did, but well, you know, that was then, this is now, and Luther Reigns looks very credible right now. Because right there, Eddie Guerrero was on a full sprint, ran into a brick wall named Reigns.
Oh, what about that brick wall? The brick wall just went tumbling down like the Berlin Wall did. Eddie Guerrero knocking Luther Reigns down.
Maybe the cement was still wet.
Well, you're on fire in this match, buddy. Oh. And look at Kurt Angle. And look at the general manager. I thought he couldn't walk in the cast. He hopped out of the wheelchair and took Eddie Guerrero down.
He wasn't walking. What are you, nuts? Why was he walking? He leaned forward. He grabbed his leg, but he was helping out his guy.
He put enough weight on the leg to pull Eddie Guerrero, a 230-pound man, down. And this crowd is all over
you gotta
the
relax.
general manager.
You need Sankey. You got to calm down. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm a concerned champion. Oh, wow.
Nice butterfly suplex, double chicken wing, whatever you want to call it. Either move.
Where he's running those suplexes from. And look at Luther Reigns with a bear hug on Eddie Guerrero. And look at the eyes, the intensity in this man.
I got to tell you what, JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield is correct. That man, Kurt Angle, is a poster child for anybody in a wheelchair. He really is.
And the reason I asked about who he's running the suplexes from, do you think Luther Reigns is getting some pointers, some tips in the wrestling room from Kurt Angle?
I'm sure he is. If someone's going to teach about doing some throws, some suplexes, it's an Olympic gold medalist named Kurt Angle.